It's time to put your costume on and listen to the long con.
Kevin, you must recruit 2 adults with geekitude to fight the evil and repulsive Rita.
I only know one.
Oh, well, fuck it. Get some, child slave laborers. We'll put this
Yeah! Child slave labor.
I'll fight them.
Yeah.
Children.
There you go.
I'll
Nick-
fight the children.
Yes, you can be the giant monster that we have once I throw the staff down.
Are we the bad guys now?
Wait,
That's
what?
what.
I didn't agree to this.
I thought the Power Rangers were the bad guys. Think about it.
Yeah.
Look how much shit they destroyed in Angel Grove.
Yeah, they were just killing those poor monsters.
I know! Destroying creatures in their natural habitat and everything.
Was it Angel Grove?
Yeah.
Isn't the first level of isn't the first level of Sonic 3 also called Angel Grove? They just added the word zone after it.
Angel. Yeah, Power Rangers Angel Grove.
Alright. Anyway, welcome to the Long Con podcast where we discuss conventions, cosplay, and other facets of geek culture. Dale, I have overridden your intro, even though I'll still keep it in the show.
It's fine. We'll just cut you out in post.
Yeah, we'll just Photoshop you out.
Also, I have this listed as episode 25. That is a lie. It's episode 26.
Double episodes. Yay.
Yay.
In another dimension, it is episode 25.
All right.
This is the alternate episode. So,
Yeah.
I'm Kevin. This is...
I am Kevin in my Dragon Age
I'm
hoodie.
Kevin as well. Together, if we all put our hoods up, we're all Kevin.
Let's all put our hoods up.
No, I'm Spartacus.
No, I'm Spartacus.
Hello.
This thing I could practically eat just pulling.
Yeah, it's hard with headphones on. Big ones.
So these
What?
are the official LongCon podcast hoodies. You can get them through our side distributor, BiowareStore.com. They carry a lot of our merchandise. As a favor to them, we allow them to sell our podcast hoodie in their store. This is ours. We own it.
Yes.
And that's where we got ceased and desisted.
Yep. Cram it, BioWare.
Yep. I should start my timer to let us know when we're at an hour so we can begin wrapping up for that half hour after that.
BioWare to send us a cease and desist order. That'll be great.
Parody. There. We're protected.
It's alright. We know a guy who went to BioWare once.
Oh, yeah. We
We
do.
won't name names. We don't want him on the hit list again.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's the
okay.
one that designed our hoodie.
Yeah.
It's all him.
What if the person designing the hoodie actually was watching for whatever reason?
No.
A single tear drips
Yeah,
down the
yeah.
cheek.
No. The one who gives us permission was the one who decided the ending for Mass Effect 3 was good. So,
Yep. Casey Hudson, I believe.
Was that the person?
I believe.
Alright, fair enough.
All right, let's start throwing names around now.
I don't know anymore.
Wait, but we just told our names, though.
Yeah,
We
we
did.
did.
Or Kevin.
Okay, so we're good. No. Don't out
I
me.
was Spartacus. Okay.
Kevin Bly.
As far as the audience knows, my name is Longcon, because that's what it says on the bottom, right?
His name is Kevin Bly.
Oh.
He lives in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently my name is then driver's license, if we're going to go by what we see at the very top. Or Wisconsin.
Good job.
Thank you.
So yeah, this is between conventions. There's nothing to talk about other than what we've been doing with our time to
yeah.
prepare for the next one.
I was going to
so-
say, you have the most to talk about being prepared for convention.
I guess Nick also does have a lot to talk about.
Well, that's true.
Do you want to talk about that now?
Nick was
Sure.
in a...
Okay.
I was in the snuff film. Well, it started
just
off.
gonna- Send it over to you. So.
It looked
and-
like we were. It looked like we were setting up a terrorist hostage video at first. But
You know that the bottom of the chair was cut out.
yeah, here I'm sitting on my chair about to be tortured with a bald cap on, because what I want to do is make helmets. So I went over
You
to.
just traced a knife across your forehead.
That's what happened. Yeah.
You know how I got scars?
See, I went over to our friends at Cosplay for Us All in Indiana, and we were gonna make a stone Lifecast head for me. And what that entails is first you have to put a bald cap on, which then gets spirit gummed to your head.
Wait, I got a question. Do
Yes.
I have to wear a balding cap?
Yes, because it pulls out your hair, and you do have hair.
It's been drawn in.
Although you
I put it in the post.
That would be great if Blackface in a post. I just look completely bald, and Nick looks like he's crazy.
that would be good.
I don't have to Photoshop Nick to look crazy. Look at him in that picture. He's already crazy.
Yeah, they covered my face in Vaseline because otherwise the silicone will pull out your eyelashes and beard hairs. So that's why I'm all shiny.
This still does sound like they're torturing you.
Yeah, it was a 4-hour process too. So if anyone's thinking that they'll do it, go into it thinking that it's going to be a huge chunk of your day. And also, don't do it if you're claustrophobic.
Yeah, I'd imagine getting encased in. I almost said carbonite.
Well,
literally the first thing I said when I got out was, I think my eyes are getting better. Instead of a big dark blur, I see a big light blur.
Yeah.
But you got the smooth on stuff, and it's 2 different colors because you have to do the back and the front in different colors.
And those colors matched Wednesday's hair perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the reason for that is when you do the cast, like the plaster bandage thing, because that has to be in 2 parts. So Jay and Wendy put the goop on the back of my head first, and it was, here's our snuff film set up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's the back of my head. It's all gooped up and green. And then
how did it feel?
When it was just on the back, it felt like someone was holding my head, because it was just like it was getting rigid because it's silicone and it hardens. So it was like holding my head in place, kind of, which made it a lot easier because you're not really supposed to move, but it kind of feels like someone's holding you still.
Okay.
So they put it like over my ears, which kind of felt like wearing noise canceling headphones because like all the background noise went away. And then, as you can see, it goes over my ears. And then they make this ridge here, which is like a seam. For when you take it off, you need a thick seam to cut so you don't tear it
into the person.
Yep. And then so there's the goo. And then the front coat goes on, which goes on top and it goes down and it goes in your eyes and over your nose and over your mouth. There was some bubbles on my eyes that we didn't get quite correctly. So when it came out, there was air bubbles in the eyes. But we fixed that with a sander.
Well, I was gonna say, I figured when you're making a helmet, you're probably giving extra room for the eyes, anyways. So
this is true. We fixed it easy enough, but like, you gotta just if you want it to be dead on. Like if you're gonna do prosthetics around that area, you have to make sure it doesn't bubble up there.
Yeah.
So they would put it on, and Steph had a spoon, and she was getting it out of my nostrils so I could breathe.
The spoon, the nose spoon.
Yep, the good old nose spoon.
Why didn't they just do straws?
I don't know. Jay said I didn't get a breathing hole, so.
Yeah. In case Nick wanted to do blow while he was encased in silicone.
Yeah, that's true.
Once again,
so at this point, I couldn't see, I couldn't hear. It was like being in a sensory deprivation tank. It was actually, if I'm going to be honest,
I referenced that after you were out too.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's exactly what it was. It was warm in there. It was comfortable. It was weird though to not be able to see or hear anything and just have people moving your head around.
I'm assuming you could hear something, right?
Yeah, I could hear. I could hear if they talked to me, but it was just muted.
Now, how long would you say you went from your eyes and mouth and nose being covered to when you got it to take off, though?
I was in the goo for 2 hours.
Okay,
The whole process was 4 hours. In the goo was 2.
gotcha.
And then this is the kind of stuff they do to you. Yeah, this is what they do to you when you can't see or hear
But
what's going
vitamin
on.
water's on sale. Hurry to the stores.
My head can be used as a coupon. So then you get these plaster bandages, like what a cast is made out of, you know.
Mhm.
And you cover up the green part first, which is it forms the back part of the plaster mold. And you have the ridge and blah blah blah. And then Jay makes faces at you.
It looks like you guys are about to kiss. It's cute.
Well, that might have happened. I couldn't see what happened. So then they did the front over the blue part, and you can see my nose holes there. And then there's the seam here because there's 2 different parts. And then they drew on it. And then they turned the lights off.
We're getting some reverb out of someone's speakers.
Well, it's not mine because I don't have speakers.
All right. I don't know if is that any better?
Maybe.
It's a little better.
All right.
I can still hear it though.
All right. Well, here's me as a horror movie monster. And then.
Oh God, why?
They took the back part off first, which I had to hold the front part so it didn't stick to itself. Or they took the front part off first. I couldn't see. I didn't know what was happening.
Something was happening, and that's all I knew.
Yeah. And then you have to take the back half off, and then you cut down the thick seam.
And do you use a saw?
No.
Well, I know. There's that picture somewhere of Jay holding the saw.
Yeah, that was a joke picture and should not be replicated.
Right.
They used a razor and a scissors.
Yep.
And then you get the silicone off of your head. And you put it back in the cast mold and tape it shut, so that keeps it rigid. And then you mix up the hydrocal, or is it ultracal or hydrocal or something.
I think it's hydrocal.
Well, they both exist. I just don't remember which one we had. So then you mix it together, the
It says
hydrocal.
ultracal on that picture. So,
Does it? All right, then it was ultracal. And then you pour it in, and you get this.
And then you got to be sure to deck it out with a with a hat and glasses, right?
Yeah, I did that as soon as I got home. So yeah, and then I'm gonna turn off the screen share, and then I'll show you the actual.
And then Nick's gonna drop it, and then it will.
All right, hold on a second. All right. First, here is this beautiful creature. So, in case I need to make an army of more at me, yep. I have the master mold for my face, and then very heavy concrete head.
And what's the first thing you're gonna make on it?
I'm going to attempt a Thanos helmet first.
You look like a young Alfred Hitchcock in that thing.
Alfred Hitchcock, Curly from the Three Stooges, Kingpin from Daredevil.
There you go.
Yeah. So that was my adventure.
Well, excellent. I'm glad we have content for 10 minutes.
Awesome.
It was pretty cool.
I thought you were reaching for more content, Dale.
Yes.
Oh,
It's right down
you're
here.
reaching for headphones. That's better.
Did it fix it?
Yeah, it fixed the problem.
Okay.
So.
I didn't want to break it up while he was doing his story, and all of a sudden it cuts me out or something, and it screws up the whole thing. So I figured I'd wait.
Good plan.
And these things are huge, so.
Fair enough.
I know, too.
So I do have some content, but it's not much or whatever.
All right, well, go for it.
Well, I mean, basically, I just have where I've bought pretty much all of the supplies for Bianca 2.0.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I posted on Facebook and Tumblr, maybe? Yeah. The only thing I have to figure out how to do is where to get a good saber handle for Bianca. Because I can get them online, like I can buy one of those craft foam swords online and everything, but I don't...
You want something you can actually hold.
Right, I want to hold it first before I buy it because I don't want all of a sudden just to go, oh, well...
Well, I was thinking you want something rigid that you can actually hold, and one of those foam ones is going to probably move around.
Well, like the one we got for the original Bianca.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. But yeah,
okay.
I want to be able to...
It's like a rigid plastic.
Right, and it's going to be part of the moving mechanism, so I do want something good, but I want to be able to hold it and see it before I actually buy it. So
Gotcha.
I went to Walmart. They have no fucking foam weapons anymore.
Dale, just go online and get an actual cavalry saber, like I have, and just cut off the blade and stick it in there.
Wait, you have a cavalry saber?
No, I don't anymore. I got rid of it. Forget what I just said.
I will be over in a minute.
No, I earned that one through my...
And I will earn it by breaking into your house.
Yeah, he's got you there.
But yeah, you should get a cavalry saber and just do that. I'm sure most cons will love to have actual, steel bits.
Well, it's not going to be the blade. It's just going to be the handle.
I know.
So I'm hoping to put together basically a step-by-step guide on how I did everything and parts and everything.
Good.
We will see, though. I'm trying to find the picture I took and posted on Facebook so I can screen share it. If not, I'll show it on my phone.
Otherwise, I can just throw it in post.
Okay.
If that's easy.
Yeah.
Hey, you pulled it up. Look at it.
Yeah.
There's some stuff there. I think I see some wood.
Yeah. Basically, it's wood. It's 2 drawer sliders, a bunch of springs, PVC pipe, and screws, and a few L-shaped metal pieces.
Brackets.
Yeah. So basically, I think it'll all work together. It'll probably be heavier than the first Bianca, but I'm planning on being a little bit smaller, so we'll see how it works, but it's basically have twice the wood and sliding mechanisms in it.
Okay. Did you figure out how the mechanism's going to open and close and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The big thing is just going to be how, if I want to lock it when it's closed, if I'm going to just put like a little hook switch on the bottom so it just holds it, or what I'm going to do with that. But other than that, the sliding and everything is fine. I just got to put it together and see how everything works properly.
Sweet.
Nice.
Well done.
Yay.
Well prepared. We don't know if it's well done yet.
Well, buying supplies.
Well thought out. Now execute. And I made stuff for my split mail.
Yes.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I
Give it,
did.
jerk.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the camera and point it over there. Those are all my parts. These are my boot wraps. So that's supposed to be like simulated leather. I'm gonna have to. All these parts are pretty much simulated leather. But this I'm gonna have to carve down yet. I just cut this out yesterday, and those are the plates that go on the boots.
Okay.
They're I have fingers in the wrong place here. There.
That's the thumb. That's not.
Yeah, right there. Right there is the boot plate. Sorry, it's hard to.
So, are you still planning on having this all done by Magic City?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to paint all this stuff today, but it was raining outside, so I couldn't really spray paint. But
you could. You just wouldn't be conscious after a while.
Well, it wouldn't have been very good, but I've got, these go on the end of the tassets or the hip pieces, and I had to gouge them up and stuff like that to simulate wear, and that was nerve-wracking because I spent a bunch of time getting all these pieces plotted out and matching.
Do you know a really good way of gouging them?
To throw them on the ground and move them around.
I was going to say charge more.
Put them in a bucket like a plastic bucket, take a handful of screws, and throw the screws at them.
It's just crazy enough to work.
It does work. That's how Jay did that ring wraith sword, and it looks awesome.
Nice. I went with this route, which gouged up my hands a bunch, but I have a bunch of like metal picks and stuff, and I basically just took those and scraped all the pieces. So.
And then Eli's next profession will be dentist, and it'll all be fine.
Yeah, it worked pretty well. I got the gouges exactly where I wanted them and stuff. So, but it just took a lot longer. And then I've got all these splints in here. There's so many, and I have them all tacked to this board, so that I can just paint them.
When are you gonna put like the Jeopardy questions at the top?
Jeopardy question. Oh.
So we can choose them.
You've chosen top left splint for 200.
This gray metal plastic.
It's getting to the point where I can pretty much start painting all the stuff, and I'm excited for that stage because that's when it starts looking like the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could not find my patterns for the life of me yesterday. I tucked them behind the dresser, and I couldn't find them. I thought that was a good spot. So I know I had patterned out like the wrap that's supposed to go around the boot. And I was trying to find it for probably about an hour yesterday. Finally, I was like, let's look behind the dresser. There it is. So store your stuff in a good place. Don't be a squirrel.
Or make a note on your phone about where it is.
You do that too.
Or stick Post-it notes all over the place.
Yep, tons of them.
Yes.
No, I don't know where I put them again.
Oh, what again?
I probably put them in the same place. Now that I know
where they are.
Yeah. Well, whatever. They might be back behind here. So whatever. Keep track of your stuff.
It's somewhere still in the room.
This is the room I do my costume stuff in. It's a tiny office. It's not a workshop, so I don't have a place dedicated for templates.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can tell you all of my hunter templates are down under this. Because I found them yesterday. I was like, oh, I put these under here. Fun fact.
So, speaking about storing things, is that all worked out now?
The storage
for the shipping, yeah.
I haven't bought them yet, but I have them bookmarked.
Okay.
So it's I'll probably put a link to it on screen somewhere. I don't know if I can actually, because it's not annotating towards a YouTube video. But anyway, I found. Maybe I'll put it in the description below. But it's the largest possible container that you can put on a flight that fits within the FAA regulations.
Gotcha.
So there's like if you took all the dimensions and you laid them out side by side, it would equal no more than 62 inches. So, and I think that one is like 61.5 or 61.75, something like that. So, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to fit all of my stuff in there because I'm a big person. I don't want to cram that into 2 suitcases and then get gouged.
Yeah. And how much is the container?
I think it is $30.
No, that's not bad at all.
No, it's not. Let me double check.
I'm just saying for other people who want to know about this and shipping things.
Where is the price? It literally just shows the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna monkey around with it right now, but it's there.
I believe it was
There's
there.
a thing. Yeah, I think it was around
Okay. That's fine.
So,
Mad Max came out, and I
Yes,
guess
it
you
did.
two have seen it, right?
we
Yeah,
have.
that was really good.
I don't really want to talk too much about it because you haven't seen it yet, and it's still.
Oh yeah, well it's too new to break the spoiler.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but your overall impressions and everything, in case
Oh, it was
people
good.
haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen the old ones still, or any of the old ones?
Yes, but it was such a long time ago. I just remember the basic plot. I don't remember much more than that. And then, of course, just Master
Which ones have
Blaster.
you seen?
I
So you
believe
saw-
I've seen all 3 of them.
Okay.
But yeah, the one that comes to mind easiest is of course the Thunderdome.
Okay. That's the one I haven't seen.
Oh really?
And yeah, that seems to be universally like you're not missing anything if you don't watch it. But
The Thunderdome is the worst one.
I like the Road Warrior. The Road Warrior definitely feels like everybody remembers and talks about Mad Max.
Yeah.
So, and this one very much felt like that one.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the first one that much.
No, the first one's weird. But it was like the first one had such a small budget. It was just like an indie Australian movie.
Yeah, I can get that. And then,
but this one,
there's still elements of like society in it, and it seemed weird. When I think Mad Max, I think like everything's gone. There's just these people on the road. There's like establishments that have gas, and they're fighting over it.
Yeah, well, that's Road Warrior.
Yeah, because that's what I think of. I'm saying
the war happens between the first movie and the second movie, the nuclear war. But
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the same director and writer as all of the originals. I don't know about Thunderdome if he did those or if that was something else. But it's George Miller who did Mad Max and Road Warrior. Did Fury Road. You know, he wrote it and directed it just like those. But it was really good. It was like it was
after I'd say 3/4 through the movie when they double back, it's just like non-stop action. It's fantastic. It's a big spectacle on screen. It's but I mean, it wasn't poorly written. Like some of those movies where they're just all action. It's like, okay, there's not really much plot. It was a simple story to follow, but
yeah, it was simple, but it was good.
Yeah, well acted, pretty well directed, and visually it was just like, Dale, you would like it.
I believe I will.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool costumes too at DragonCon.
Absolutely, I'm expecting DragonCon to be all sorts of, especially Furiosa.
I'm excited about the cosplay.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do any, but I want to see it.
Yeah, I like both of Max's outfits, but I'm not gonna make either.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they look cool. There's, I don't know, very well designed costume-wise.
Yeah.
I've already seen a bunch of people wanting to do costumes for him. I'm like, you guys can, but I probably won't.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I was like, do it. You should do it. I'm not gonna do it, but I want to see everyone else do it.
Yes, Dad's for my amusement, little ones.
Exactly. It's gonna be good.
I do like the weird like reverence they had to vehicles too, and like all the steering wheels and stuff. That was really interesting. It was almost like a cult. So
well, it kind isn't a bit of it a cult, so I mean it makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't know, the way they had it seemed like real because it was so detailed.
Mm-hmm.
The more details they threw at, apparently, like each car apparently has different tchotchkes and things on the dashboard and whatnot, and they all have their own story. Nick, weren't you telling me that all the extras had to write their own characters?
Yeah, they had to come up with their backstories, and it's like one of the most popular characters in the movie, the Doof Warrior, who is the guitar guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he came up with his backstory with George Miller, and so they gave him like this backstory. It's just cool. It's probably gonna have some pretty interesting special features when it comes out. We'll talk about that.
I'm excited to see that because I don't know. There were so many different trials they had to go through to get this film made too, didn't they? Like it almost didn't happen several times.
It was in development for a really long time because he wouldn't alter what he wanted it to be, really. I mean, that's true to a certain extent because he did want this other cut of it where it was all in black and white, and I think that's going to be on the Blu-ray.
Okay.
But yeah, but he wouldn't like change a lot of what studio things that the studio wanted. He wouldn't do. But it worked out in his favor because it's really good. And I saw they're making WB Games is making a Mad Max game. It's not like a Fury Road game. It's just a Mad Max game.
Okay.
And the trailer looks kind of interesting. Like a lot of times you see a game based off a movie and it's not really good.
Yeah, most of them aren't.
But it's, they made the Batman games, WB Games.
Yeah.
Or they at least made Arkham Origins or something.
Did WB do Shadow of Mordor as well?
Yes.
Okay, that was okay. I know Adi's been playing through that right now, and he likes it a lot. He's actually considering a Celebrimbor costume.
Nice. I like that game. That's one of the games where I played like all the achievements because I was just having so much fun with the system.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it well enough. It kind of like the second half of the game fell apart a little bit, but I still enjoyed it.
It was just a rehash of the first one.
Yeah, it was the same once you got to the other area.
And that was one of those games. You didn't really have to try really hard to get all of the achievements. I know you had some trouble with the Carador one. I got that like the first time I did it. So everything just happened. Like all the slaves were there.
I'm so good at everything.
I am not good at games. Let me tell you, purple items in Dragon Age Inquisition multiplayer I could not get to save my life. And Dale just like, hey, look, there's another one. Throw it on the salvage pile.
I like how Bly's basing his success on how well I do on things. Like, Adi's doing so much better than Bly in purple items, right?
He got one yesterday.
Yeah, one. You got one hole yesterday. Well, I've gotten like 7 since then.
Speaking of Dragon Age Inquisition multiplayer, have a look at this video.
That's
I don't see anything. That's a mirror.
That's a mirror.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it in post.
I can see part of the video.
The magic of it. Get out of here.
Like in the little piece right there. I can see it.
What?
All right. There you go.
Time out.
How is this timeout? This is timeout. X out. X out.
Are you doing the War Boys thing?
Yeah, sure. Bringing it back to Mad Max.
Yep.
So there's a game that's coming out that you're interested in, right, Nick?
There's a game that came out on May 19th that I'm interested in. And
fair
The
point.
Witcher 3.
Yeah, I have not played much of The Witcher 1. Haven't played any of 2. I didn't really like what I played in 1. There was like one part that was kind of memorable at the beginning, but the controls were really janky. And,
that's what I had heard for it as well.
So I'm hoping I don't have to play The Witcher 1. I'm probably gonna play 2, and then we'll start playing 3. Well, I'm gonna start playing 3 after that, but you're gonna play 3.
I'm gonna start with 3.
Okay. Dale, have you had any interest in playing The Witcher?
I am halfway through watching a playthrough of Witcher 1. And then I have Witcher 2 just finished loading today.
Why are you booting it up? don't get this video taken down, please.
So you got it, though.
Dale has proof that he owns The Witcher 3, okay?
I'm probably going to get it.
I like the character design. Geralt looks cool.
I got it from a friend, actually.
Oh,
because she works at GameStop, and she got a free computer one, and she can't use... her computer can't run it.
Sweet.
So I bought her a copy. So she has one on her PS now. So it'll be fun.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
yeah, it looks really good. What?
Have you played any of the other ones?
I played a little bit of 2 years ago.
Was it?
And it is if the beginning fight, the intro fight, you are gonna have difficulty because it gives you no instructions and no tutorial.
Yeah.
So it's Dark Souls kind of level of training in the beginning, kind of.
That's what I had heard. I heard 3 is a lot better. David got it, and he said the tone is really good, the dialogue is really good. He said the controls are a little wonky, but nowhere near the old ones. He said it's kind of like he's drunk. But then,
which is not a bad.
Yeah,
because you do get drunk in the game.
Did David play all of The Witcher 1 and all of The Witcher 2, or did he just stop at one point?
He abandoned both of the first ones because of the controls.
But in 2, it had a good story because I got probably 2 hours in, I think, or something. So it was a good story, and it was definitely something I liked. Kind of.
Yeah, the first one, I know it's an old game, and I'm going back to it, but there's nothing that really grabbed me as this is interesting, other than Geralt. Geralt's a cool character, and I like character-driven narratives, but if there's nothing to support the character, it's like I don't know. I don't really have an interest in this.
Well,
The whole alchemy systems very, very elaborate.
That's what David said. He said it was punishingly intricate.
Yeah,
I think
the
is a part
alchemy
of
system, Dale.
actually.
Yeah.
Potions and stuff. Yeah.
Well,
so
the magic too is very intricate as well.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going in like hacking with sword, and that's it.
you can set it to easy difficulty. I mean, so far from The Witcher 1, when they were setting to difficulty, if you did easy, alchemy wasn't even needed in the game at all. You could beat the game without it. Yeah, it was just. But I mean, if you did hard, it said, "Hey, you have to do alchemy, otherwise you're going to die," kind of a thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to play the 1. I'm just going to delete it and forget about it. I bought it with. It came as like a 2-pack.
Well, I would almost say. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my boss bought 3 and he's loving it, and he didn't play 1 or 2. So I think you can just jump. He says you can jump into it, and Adam Ellis said you can jump into it too.
Okay.
He said,
I mean, I like games that enrich the experience if you've played the previous ones. So I'm kind of curious, but
I might watch playthrough like what Dale's doing.
Yeah, I'm already halfway through the first one and then I just loaded 2 on there, so I figure I'm gonna try and plow through 2 as soon as I finish watching 1. But from what I played with 2 to what I played with 1, you're not going to miss anything like game story breaking wise, but it does help develop who his character is and what he's doing and why people feel the way about him, kind of a thing. And the reason why you don't hear anything about 2 for the storyline, because it shows it all to you, so it's just very it wants you to be in the game before it tells you anything. So I'm thinking that's why I didn't hear that much about 2 at all.
I heard 2 was popular, and I don't know.
Well, to be honest, I never heard about The Witcher until 2 came out. So
yeah, same here. The only introduction I had to it was way back when I was at Isaac's house years ago. He was playing it on his computer, and I'm like, this looks really good. And then I decided to play it like earlier this year, and I'm like, this is not really good. Because I mean, it's so old now by comparison. Nikaru-chan wants to know, was it planned that you're all wearing your Inquisitor hoodie today?
This is a Long Con podcast hoodie.
No, it wasn't planned, but it was cold out, so this is the one I usually go to when it's cold out.
I planned it.
And
it was planned. Because
you got that in the mail recently, right, Dale?
Yes, I got it like 2 days ago in the mail.
And then you were posting on it on Facebook, and you tagged both Nick and I in it, and it was like, well, we're going to podcast. Yeah, Dale's probably going to wear it.
This is happening. Yeah, that's what I
It was not planned, but it was planned at the same time.
Official Long Con podcast hoodie.
Stop it, you. So, speaking of games, I was curious to know from you guys, do you have a favorite or most memorable boss battle?
Ooh, that's actually a good question because
I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, what kind of? There was like a top 10 list or whatever, and they didn't list the one that I really think of when I think of boss battles.
Mine sprung immediately to my head. So.
It doesn't have to be your favorite, just like one that's unique.
I have an iconic one in my head.
All right, go for it.
Okay, it was a group effort, but do you remember Shadows of the Empire?
I remember it. I don't think I ever played it.
It was a Star Wars game that took place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And you were this guy
called N64.
It was on N64. I had it on the computer.
Yeah. Okay, that's why it sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah. And so you're this guy named Dash Rendar, and you were basically a mercenary that was hired to get Han Solo back from Boba Fett. And so you're sort of.
Do you get a jetpack in that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I played parts of it. I didn't play the whole thing.
On the second, I believe it's the second level or the first level. Yeah, it's the second level because you start in a snowspeeder on Hoth. Mm-hmm. And so then the second level is in the Hoth base, and at the end there's an AT-ST, the chicken walkers.
Yep.
And I was out of ammo by the time I got to it, but you do have an infinite a laser, just a pistol, a laser gun, a blaster, and so this ATST, if you tried to get range to pick up any more ammo that was on the outskirts of the map, it would shoot you and blow you up. So I was running underneath its feet, and I would switch because this took so long because the blaster did so minimal damage. I was switching off with David, and we were just taking turns running around in figure eights under its feet, shooting its feet with the blaster. And it took probably 2 hours to beat it, but we got it eventually.
Endurance. So that's a very, very unique situational thing. Because it would have been memorable if you didn't have to do that.
I have the sound that the ATST walking around is just replaced my background quiet sound because it was just in my head. And it's just, that's in my head all the time.
So it's dubstepping, would you say?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember that battle, but I must have had ammo because it was just...
If you have other ammo, it's not hard. But I had nothing but the blaster.
Gotcha. Dale, do you have a memorable one?
You go with yours. I have one, but I'm trying to think if there's a better one for it.
I just want to put one quick addition to mine. Is when then I learned the cheat code after I beat the game. Our testers rock, which was the name you enter in, and then you.
I remember entering that code. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I walked into the room and I was like, well, disruptor. The chicken walker just exploded. And I was like, remember me?
I remember that sewer level being really annoying.
Oh, the one with the giant Dianoga?
Yeah. For mine, I really like Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games, and the battle with the end, where you have to like out snipe him, and it's like supposed to. It's another endurance thing.
Oh.
Where it's just like on the hardest difficulty, you can probably spend a couple hours doing that battle.
Okay.
Because there's 3 different areas that like if you shoot him, he'll run off, and he's wearing like a ghillie suit, so he's all camouflaged up, and you have to enter different areas and keep your camouflage index high enough that he won't find you. You have to use your directional microphone and figure out where he is based on his breathing. You can hear his breathing and stuff. And it was just ridiculous, the amount of detail they had in there and just how careful you have to be. So it felt, as far as sniper battles go, that probably felt like the closest to what I imagine an actual sniper battle would be like. Although you get hit once and you're probably dead in real life. But he hits you.
Is that the one where he can die of old age or something? Is that
if you and I've done that, and the game makes you feel so bad for it too. If you save there, then you exit out and you go to your PS2's time clock and you set it a year or more ahead. If you go back in, they'll call you up and they'll tell you that he's died of old age. This like master sniper who came back from basically the comatose state he was in to fight the ultimate battle with this legendary warrior Snake. He's died of old age. So it just guilt trips you so hard that you're like, oh man, I don't want to do that again.
No, I know you.
My most memorable battle.
Now, I know you played it on hard difficulty blind, but when I played it on normal, I just got up behind him and started shooting him in the ass.
It is so. In order to get his camouflage, you have to sneak up, like figure out where he is, then sneak through the bushes at an incredibly slow rate so you don't make enough sound that he'll be able to find you. Then you have to get up behind him, and then you have to point your gun at him without him noticing, and hold him up, and then shake him down basically, and he'll offer up his camouflage. And
does he does like the truffle shuffle?
Yeah, Nick's got a picture at the end there. So he's got this little parrot thing too. But yeah, he's all the bosses in Metal Gear Solid have like these weird powers and stuff. It's like this weird hyper-realistic supernatural stuff, and he's got photosynthesis. So if you leave him alone long enough, he'll recover his stamina just by sitting in the sun.
We call that resting in the real world.
Yeah,
but,
well,
you know.
that's how it is. That's how it was in the game, and then I think he recovers his health from there too. But I'm not sure on that one. But yeah, it's just that battle was so memorable for the fact that it took so much effort and time to do. And if you screw up once, he will knock you out, send you back to the jail, and then you have to break out and go fight him again, and I think he's back at full health. So it's just like you spent all that time, and now it's just wasted. So
I like the design of things in Metal Gear Solid.
Mhm.
It all looks cool.
That's, as far as favorite games go, the Metal Gear Solid 3 is pretty much tied for me with Dragon Age. It's very, very fun for me. I don't know. I like the characters. There's some weird, quirky things too, but overall it's very memorable. It's very fun. And Snake was my first costume. So, Dale,
Yes.
did you think of one?
Well, yes, I actually have two. I'm trying to remember what the name of the Super Nintendo game was. It was one where it's a medieval setting, magical, like Dungeons and Dragons kind of a thing. And it wasn't Dragon's Quest. God, that's gonna bother the crap out of me. Basically, you and another adventurer go and fight through 16 levels, and at the very end is this this red dragon of doom and everything, where he has had piles of treasure. And it's the first game that wasn't like Zelda or Mario Brothers that my brother and I played to completion over and over, to the point where the first time we fought the boss, he completely decimated us, and he can kill you in like 2 hits, kind of a thing. And we played it over and over to the point where we could kill him without getting hit anymore, or even if we did, one of us would be able to finish him off even if we died, kind of a thing.
Okay.
But since I can't remember what it's called, I'm gonna go with something a little more recent. Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
There's a fight with an ancient dragon. It's an optional fight, but in order to get one of the special weapons, you have to kill him.
Is that the one by the bridge that you have to shoot him in the foot?
No, that's Dark Souls 1.
Oh,
This
okay.
break. That thing, it's like the oldest dragon alive or something or whatever, and it will literally, even with the best armor and everything, it literally one-shots you if it hits you with its fire and something.
Jeez.
So I started out by, you can summon 2 friends to help you. I started out by trying that, and I died many times until the point where I just gave up and was just killing it, was just trying to go at it by myself. It took me like 2 hours to finally get its pattern down, which I know someone out there is going to be like, I can do it in 10 minutes. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it was something that I lost to him. I got angry, and I wouldn't give up until I finally killed him.
Right.
So, but I don't know, final boss battles, though. I'm trying to think of something like epic that I had.
Or just boss battles. It doesn't have to be final bosses. It's like the end's not the final boss. Volga is
neither is
the
the
boss.
ATST.
God, I'm just trying to think of any big boss battles that was really fun or amazing, kind of a thing. There's always been fun boss battles, but I can't, like, something big doesn't come to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of my, I guess the favorite one I ever had was Xeon in Shining Force 2. He was the final boss in the game, and he's literally, the game doesn't say it, but he's literally the devil coming out of hell, and your job is to beat the shit out of him to send him back in. And he's so big, so you've got the little guys that are about this big on the screen. He takes up the whole top row, and his hands are just pried open the like temple gate or whatever, and you just beating the shit out of his face while he like bites and shoots lasers at you and everything. It's
The devil would shoot lasers.
yeah, let me see if I can pull up a good screenshot.
Yeah, I forgot what you said when I was typing it. I was like,
Xeon from Shining Force 2.
Shining.
I played some of Shining Force and I never finished it. That was for Genesis, right, Dale?
Yes, Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Shining Force 1 and 2
I think
were...
you were the one who was like, you should play this. And I started playing it. I'm like, this is pretty good. And then I don't know if I had to reformat my computer or whatever, but I never picked it back up because I didn't have my saves.
But yeah, Shining Force is one of my favorite RPGs, I guess, would be the one way to go. Let me see if I can screen share this quick. It's a strategy one, and I thought it had a really good storyline. So,
Hello, this is me. We've got annotations.
Yeah, I hate annotations. So up at top is Xeon. He takes up the whole screen, and he will just blast the crap out of you. So yeah, and you're there basically trying to stop him from getting out of hell or wherever he's locked away to this, and he was going to try and destroy the world. So he had a cult. So it's a big fight too, because you have to fight.
I'd imagine if you're fighting the devil and sending him back to hell, that would be a big fight.
Yeah.
Well, where do we go from here? I don't know.
That's the first battle of the game.
Nope.
It's the first battle of the game. It's fine.
I don't know. I would have figured you would have said something like God of War. I don't know. Beating gods back is kind of your thing.
Those were good and fun battles too. Don't get me wrong. I had plenty of fun fighting those, but I mean, they weren't the biggest battles I could think of, or the hardest ones.
Gotcha.
God of War battles weren't that hard. They were just, hey, gotta do the QuickTime event kind of a thing.
Oh, okay. I've never actually played it. I've been told.
Yeah.
Series to play it,
but most of the God of War boss battles are find the little, niche or cliche or whatever plan for the boss, and then to finish them off, you have to do a QuickTime event.
Okay.
And
not a big fan of QTEs. Speaking of, Jen wants me to play Heavy Rain, which is that's all it is. It's just QuickTime events.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
And the problem with QuickTime events is I would be fine with them, but the thing is I can't watch the action on the screen then because I have to worry about the QuickTime events kind of a thing.
Oh man.
Which sucks.
Speaking of that, Metal Gear Solid 4, there's that scene where Dale, you played all 4.
Is that the one where Raiden's naked?
Raiden's fighting. There's one where he's fighting Vamp.
Oh yeah, it's the homosexual.
You're supposed to kill the geckos. And I remember the first time I played through Metal Gear Solid 4, Whitney was watching me, and she's like, "Kevin, this battle's so cool." I'm like, "I can't watch it. I'm fighting these robots." It splits the screen in half, and you're doing your stuff on one side, and there's this epic battle on the other side, and you can't watch it because you're busy fighting robots.
Yeah, it's that's why I have problems with. I mean, I can do QuickTime events, but I hate them because I'm like, I can't watch what's on screen now.
That's what I don't
about hitting the right buttons.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about because I'm not good at the PlayStation controller because I can't ever remember which side is square and circle, like left or right. So I always do that wrong. So on games on the PS3, when I would play them, and there'd be QuickTime events, I'd have to look, and I would fail every single time it was square or circle. So it just sort of made it not fun for me to play on that system because every game has them, and it's irritating.
And there's the games that have especially long cutscenes beforehand. There's specifically one instance where we were watching, back when I lived in Chicago, we were watching David play Resident Evil 5. Yeah. And there's the giant elevator shaft with the spider crab thing.
Yeah.
Remember that? And there's a QTE in there. And he missed it 3 times because he wasn't paying attention. And Eric Whitney and I all yelled at him every time. Like, you missed it! Without missing it. It was like a 5-minute cutscene before that. And you gotta sit there and watch the whole thing over again.
Well, from what I remember, that's all he did was watch things over and over again.
Yeah, that's very true. But I'm not gonna get into that. So, yeah. So I mean, those were some memorable boss fights. The end definitely sticks out to me. I can't really think of too many others that are super unique, even though after this podcast is over, I'm going to be like, what about that one and that one and that one?
Exactly. So, I want you guys to go and look at the ATST battle on YouTube and hear that sound. Hear the sound of it walking around.
I thought of a good boss battle.
I'm gonna put a link right up here after this podcast is over and it's edited, and you can watch it. So go click that if you want to hear exactly what Nick's talking about. All right. Dale.
I thought of a good boss battle. Mecha Hitler in Wolfenstein.
Oh, yeah. At the end of Wolfenstein.
Yeah. I played, and I was like, holy shit, because it wasn't like, oh, it's like all the other ones where I just blow everything I have and he'll be dead in 10 seconds. No, this was, you had to work to fucking kill Mecha Hitler.
Open those secret doors and stuff like that and get the other guns.
Yeah, and you got to stay out of his way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he was gonna wreck your shit. Mecha Hitler is not to be fucked with.
No.
Excellent. So, we will put it to you folks who happen to be watching. If you have a favorite or memorable boss fight, or if you agree with us, feel free to tell us in the comments below or send us an email. I don't know if you have any other suggestions.
Send us hate mail. Yes.
Send us hate mail.
Let us know why you hate us and what should we do to fix that for you.
Yes.
And then we lost one of the viewers I was watching.
Did we?
Right after yeah, we did. Do you have a particularly frustrating? We got like 5 minutes left. Particularly frustrating boss battle. Not necessarily a memorable one.
Shadows of the
same one. But
same one for me.
I have one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, one of my favorite games, just almost solely based on the art style, because the gameplay was just a ripoff of God of War, was Heavenly Sword. But the end, fighting King Broham, that's what I was thinking of when I was telling you about how I hate QTEs, because I've never beaten the game, because it would do the square or circle, and it would change every time. It wouldn't be the same, so I couldn't just memorize it.
Right.
So I'd look down, I'd hit it, by the time I hit it, it's gone, and I just crashed into the ground every time, and it would start over 10 minutes before that point. I was just like, that's it, I'm done. I can't beat the game. I know how it ends. Goodbye.
Okay, for me, it's actually, I have to go way back in time to Super Nintendo again. It's Secret of Mana. Now, I know Bly's never played the game because he hates it like so much.
I don't hate the game. It's just
Hates
I've never
the game to the core of his abilities.
I watched the Game Grumps play their whatever number of episodes of Secret of Mana, and I was like, it's all right.
Did they stop at like 2 or something?
They stopped when they look in the introduction.
That is a horrible. No, that is not a good showing of the game. Believe me, there is a lot more to it.
I know you love the game.
I do. And it's the first one where you could play with 3 people in an RPG. It was pretty. I mean, you had to have the separate controller setup where you had to get the plugin so you could put more controllers on the game. But you could have 3 people play. Yeah, it's the first co-op RPG I ever played too. But anyways, the first, not the first boss battle, but the first battle with a boss that I had where my brother and I died continuously was this magical wall that would kill you, because what it would do is it attacked with it had eyes, so it shot lasers, but it would slowly push you.
It had eyes, so it shot lasers.
Was
magic.
This the devil?
What are you? It's magic. Yeah, it's the devil.
Because we all know the devil shoots lasers.
Why wouldn't you? What the hell? And it would slowly push you towards the spiked wall. And if you didn't kill it in time, it would kill you. You would just be dead. We kept losing at that over and over and over many times until my brother and I finally figured out what the hell grinding was. We never knew of it before.
That was your first foray into it?
It was. Because all we did was, okay, this is the next place we have to go into the thing. This is the next, storyline thing. We never knew of grinding, never heard of it or anything. That was our eureka moment when we figured, hey, we could grind, and then all of a sudden the wall wasn't as difficult as a boss to fight anymore. So yeah, so that was my horrible boss fight. What about you, Bly?
The one that comes to mind was, and I know you don't like Final Fantasy VIII, but I learned that I had to grind to.
That's the one with Meg Ryan, right?
No,
Meg
Ryan,
that's
Final Fantasy X.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's the one.
Not actually Meg Ryan, but yeah. Final Fantasy VIII. I remember I needed all of my people basically up to level 99 because I got to. I think it was the final boss, Ultimisia.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I played the game. so I apologize if I got that wrong, but she would randomly pick your party. Like, she would take your whole pool of characters and be like, this one, and this one. And the only characters I had, like, I went with 3 characters the entire game. And she would always, like, she would never pick them together. So I'm like, okay, I just need to sit here and I need to grind all the way up to level 99 on all of my characters, and it took forever. And the one time I beat her, I got the party that I normally use as like an insult. Wow, that just has like pretty laser eyes, huh?
Yep, it has laser eyes. That's the one my brother and I had the most trouble with, and that's where, that's my eureka grinding. It works, kind of a thing.
Right. So yeah, she was a very frustrating boss for that reason.
Gotcha.
I mean, once she actually picked that group, I was able to, kill her pretty easily. She might have picked. She at least picked 2 of the characters that I normally use. Gotcha. And Squall had like this awesome sword at the time, and his limit break was.
Is Squall
the guy with
taken? No. I know, but does he have?
I don't think that he is, but he might be. In any case, oh yeah, took forever to beat him too. I don't know if you guys can see that in the Q&A app.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not the only one. But yeah, it was super frustrating, and Squall had this cool lion break, I think, or limit break. Lionheart was, I think, the final. I think that was the name of the sword and the limit break's name. But you wound up hitting like 13 times or something like that, and if all the hits were like 9,999 damage.
King of Dragons.
What?
That's the one I was talking about.
Oh,
before.
Okay. I was like, no, it was Ultimisia Dale.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably the most frustrating battle I can think of.
Gotcha.
There might be more frustrating ones, but I blocked them out because they were so horrible.
I remember watching Jess play Arkham Origins, fighting Deathstroke. It was like a tiered fight, and you'd have to fight him like 5 times. And if he beats you at any stage, you have to go all the way back to the beginning.
I
was like,
remember that
maybe I won't play Origins.
I beat him in one sitting, but it
did.
took me a couple of times.
I beat him in the first try, which really makes it sad. Yeah.
Lucky you.
I didn't play that one. I guess I just have this thing where I don't play games titled Origins.
Yeah.
Like, well, should you not have the app Origins then on the client?
Maybe.
That's Origin.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like it when they have an S, if it's plural Origins.
We do not like multiple Origins.
It makes me think of X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I get sad.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Good.
Dale keeps screen sharing things.
This was the dragon I was talking about. His whole cave. This is the floor of gold.
I think I have seen screenshots from that game. I might have seen it on Game Grumps though.
Yeah, it makes me think of Joe and Mac.
What?
Joe and Mac was a great game.
I haven't played it, but I've heard of it. I've heard people like it.
Was there dragons in Joe and Mac?
It was dinosaurs.
Oh, is it the caveman one?
Yeah, here.
Oh, okay. I remember renting it as a kid. My brother and I would play.
Yeah, we always did. It was this.
Let me see. Hold on. Yes, I do remember that. I don't know.
Some of them had the neck like that, and then there was the Tyrannosaurus, and you beat him at first. He was like the first boss. And there was a Mastodon, and
what was that one game that you play as a girl, and it's like it's like the Tomb Raider games, but it has dinosaurs. Was it Dino Crisis?
Here's the Mastodon.
It looks.
That's a really creepy Mastodon.
Well, its nose just got knocked off.
Yeah, so as you fight him, parts of him fall off.
Creepy. I think it was Dino Crisis. I remember that game being one of my favorite games with dinosaurs in it. So.
Gotcha.
Have either of you played that?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't.
It's like you run around and you kill dinosaurs with guns, and it was a lot of fun.
Are you sure you weren't thinking of Jurassic Park?
I am possibly not thinking of Jurassic Park. I'm positive I'm not thinking of it.
Okay.
But yeah, Dino Crisis, I remember being a ton of fun. We've talked about games for the past half hour. Do you want to wrap it up, or
No.
do you want to change gears at all?
All right. To what?
I don't know. We're at an hour, so.
Well, it's not like we're gonna get kicked off after an hour.
I know nobody's telling us no, but I don't know. We like video games.
Well, that's what inspires our cosplay anyway.
It's
so
true.
you're gonna go to the basis of it. Except for Nick. Nick
I
has
do some video
movies.
Yeah, between you and me,
more
Dale, between the two of us, we're pretty much exclusively video games. You've done Jane, and I've done Jeremy from Platinum Grit. I did.
Yes.
That's not a video game character. I think that's the only costume I've done that's not really video game related.
Well, I did Barry Burton from the Resident Evil movies, so.
You did from the movies? I don't think so. That was from the games, sir.
Now he wears the same thing in the movie.
I'm doing it right now. See? I'm wearing what Barry Burton wore in the movies.
That goes over my head. Wow, he's from the future.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything outside of video games, basically.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, we like video games, so that's what fuels us.
I'm going to go consider downloading The Witcher right now. So.
Okay.
One or two?
3.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to wrap it up, I guess. Then this has been the Long Con Podcast. Thanks for sticking with us. We like games. If you like games too, tell us some of your favorite games or most memorable boss fights or fights in general in games in the comments once this is posted.
Or you can ask questions for next time. And
Yeah,
why does Fly hate Secret of Mana? We don't know.
Feel free to
find out.
TheLongConPodcast@gmail.com. It'll be on the screen afterwards.
You should
Twitter.
Why'd you go that way instead of like that way?
Because it left to right.
That was right to left on my screen.
Oh, really? Oh, it's left to right on my screen.
Yeah, because you're the other way.
Here's our email. You can email us questions that you might have or topic suggestions.
Twitter.
Here's Nick's Twitter. I'm just gonna put it there. Dale, do you want your Twitter?
You could, yeah, sure. You could put the Twitter.
And then
why not?
Here's my Twitter.
Oh, one last thing before we go. Apparently, some people on my Twitter thought I wasn't going to DragonCon this year for some reason. They're like, I don't know, but apparently I'm getting Southern food out of it because I'm showing up. So.
Oh yeah, Kara.
I was like,
Kara.
I didn't know
Okay.
this was a thing.
Do you know who Kara is?
No. Which is sad.
Do you remember when we were at C2E2 and we were behind that one person's booth?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's Kara.
Gotcha. Don't feel bad, Kara. I'm very bad when it comes to names. I assign nicknames. That's why Bly is called Bly, and we call Nick Nick. His real name is Alfred.
It's true. Alfred J. Pennyworth.
Yes.
I'm Batman's butler.
All right, Nick, take us out.
Later, chumps.